What's up, Warriors? Another day, another music reaction. Today's reaction was requested by one of my new Patreon VIP members called Sky Friday. And he asked for one of my favorite bands, which is Shinedown. The song, however, doesn't seem, based on the title, I think I would have known immediately that I wanted to really focus on what was being sung about. So I'm going to go ahead and assume I have not heard this. Okay. The song's name is A Symptom of Being Human. Shinedown only makes good music. There's always a mood for Shinedown. Sky Friday also gave us a link to something. It looks like an introduction video that's going to give us a bit of the meaning behind the song. So we'll, as usual, watch that one first and then we'll dive straight into the actual production. All right. So let's go. This song was released 2 years ago. I believe it was 2022, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that somewhere. So Brent and Eric are the guys who put this one together for us. So let's go.
Yeah, this one hits close to home for me. It's about, again, I know we wrote a whole record about drug addiction and mental illness and stuff on attention, but this one is kind of hearkening back to that in a lot of ways. And another thing that this pandemic time has done is destroyed people's mental health. Everybody wants to talk about the pandemic and how everyone is sick from COVID. Everyone is mentally sick right now from this.
Tired.
I just love the lyrics in this song. I love what it says, and I love the fact that it's uniting in a way, especially in the chorus. It's sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire, and there's no alarm, and the walls are melting too. How about you? You're asking the listener, you're asking everyone else, are you going through the same thing I'm going through? And then to get to the end of it and say, but don't worry, it's just a symptom of being human. It's just part of being who we are right now. And
Okay, well, that was useful. That's definitely going to help us actually understand what we're about to enter into. Let's give them a like. Oh, I haven't even subbed yet. What? I'm probably subbed on my personal account. That's why. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is Shinedown. Brace yourselves.
I can still remember me and Miss November rain, beautiful and strange, always so inclined, coloring outside the lines. Yeah, you were never on time. You've always been slightly awkward, kinda weird, upside down and not all here. What's wrong with me and you is crystal clear. Sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire and there's no alarm, and the walls are melting too. How about you? I've never been the favorite, thought I've seen it all, till I got my invitation to the lunatic ball, and my friends are coming too. How about you? Don't worry, it's all just a symptom of being human.
Wow.
Unpack all your baggage, hide it in the attic where you hope it disappears. This all seems so familiar, but It's just another unknown. You've always been slightly awkward, kinda weird.
This is brilliant. They could not have written this or done this production without truly understanding. Do you guys see how like extremely stressed she got just because one of her cards declined at the cashier? I'm exactly the same. I know a lot of people will get handsy and oh shit, I swear I have money. It's not that I don't have money. My cash is declining for whatever odd reason, but it's so I personally have really bad social anxiety and just chronic anxiety in general. So things like that where I feel my perfection is doubted or that people can see my flaws or whatever is that is what induces my anxiety. That is what makes me crumble. And it was really personal when I saw her now, like basically holding herself in that position where like that fetus position. So when you have really bad anxiety or you panic attacks, you sometimes you end up being exactly like in that position because that's where you feel safest. But just a job well done. This is so on point. They knew exactly what they were doing when they produced this.
This all seems so familiar, but it doesn't feel like home. It's just another unknown. You've always been slightly awkward, kinda weird, upside down and not all here. Right or wrong, it's all so crystal clear. Sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire and there's no alarm, and the walls are melting too. How about you? I've never been the favorite, thought I've seen it all, till I got my invitation to the lunatic ball, and my friends are coming too. How about you? Don't worry, it's all just a symptom of being human. Just passing through, passengers on a ship of fools. We're all just passing through, passengers on a ship of fools. Sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire and there's no alarm, and the walls are melting too. How about you? I've never been the favorite, thought I've seen it all, till I got my invitation to the lunatic ball, and my friends are coming too, on a ship of fools. Don't worry, it's all just a symptom of being human.
Hmm. Stunning, stunning, stunning. I so needed to hear this song. Thank you, Sky Friday. And this is making its way to, wait, let's save it. It needs to go onto my focus playlist. It's going into the BHV focus mixtape. This is just a beautiful, beautiful representation of how we need to be there for each other. And after some of my last reactions, yo guys, your comments have been so uplifting and sincere. And honestly, you guys reached out to me in a way that this girl now reached out to the girl with the anxiety, social anxiety. Just knowing that their support, even in a virtual form, is sometimes all someone needs. it's kind of just my brother and I in this world. We don't have anyone else. Um, there's no one to lean on, no parents to go to and say, hey, I need help, I need support, I need guidance. But the fact that there is no parents to fall back on, and then there's no community because all we do is work. And I mean, I'm a millennial. Um, my brother is 5 years younger than I am, but all we do is work. So there's no time for friends, there's no time for community, there's no time, like, because if we don't work, if we don't continue to work to create opportunities for ourselves, we will never get out of this rat race. We'll never get out of this. So we're sacrificing friendships and community and all of that, our youth essentially, to just make it out. To make it out so that we can at some point stop and breathe. I need to see if my brother knows this song, because we're both pretty much perfectionists, and we don't like our flaws to be known, which is why this musical journey is so important and special to me, because I'm kind of using you guys as my therapy. um, Knowing I could sit here. Some of you judge the crap out of me. I know, I can see it in the comments, and it's not very nice. So don't do it. Be like this girl, offer support, be nice, help others who struggle. And in return, I also try and do the same. I always hope that at least if my story helps someone else, then that's a win. I think that's why I've always wanted to do charity work, because I've been a charity case myself as a child. I made myself the promise that I would never be a charity case again, and that all I would do is I'll go and change lives for kids. I'll make things better. I'll help animals. I'll rescue animals and put them in a sanctuary. That's been my dream. What Brent and them said, COVID, COVID was a fucking sham, guys, and you can hate me all you want. It was a sham. We didn't get, yes, we got sick, but it was a freaking flu that we had. It's the vaccines that killed the people. It's the vaccines that destroyed the human race for the next few generations. But I'm 100% on board that we all came out of it a little broken, mentally not well. Okay, so to the new members who don't know yet, I grew up completely isolated. I didn't go to school. My dad took me out of school for 4 years. Eventually, when I did get back to school, I was terrified of humans. I had such bad anxiety. I couldn't speak to people because I didn't see any other children for 4 years. I was locked up either in a car or a small tent, or in a church classroom. That's how we lived, on the run. And then, so when I got back to society, I couldn't, it was really difficult. It was really, really difficult to survive that. Um, and I was also raised in a very conservative home, like very, like children don't raise their voices, children are seen, not heard. Um, you don't speak unless spoken to. You wear clothes that looks like you live in a monastery, that kind of thing. And then again, so when I got back into society, it was all very different. I went to a public school where children were screaming, they were throwing tantrums, they were yelling at teachers, and teachers were yelling at us, and teachers were bullying me because I was this quiet child sitting in a corner, and it was hell. So I was always a bit challenged, and awkward, and with a traumatized, yeah, call it trauma. Um, but then when COVID hit and we were locked in our houses for how many years? I think it was a year. Yeah, about a year. It was worse. The social anxiety was worse. It was so friggin' bad. I think that's literally when I stopped going out. It's when I stopped coordinating get-togethers for my friends, and I couldn't I couldn't be in corporate anymore. I couldn't deal with the yelling and the bullying and the um, breaking down and the endless amount of hours that we needed to work. When I realized, but all I want to do is be with my animals, um, and I want to be in a safe space. So much has changed, and now, how many years is it later? 5 years later, 4 years later, and it has not gotten any better. Like my human interaction at this stage is, I live in a very small town, a very small town. I go to the store, I'm there, I drive within 3 minutes to the entire town to the store. Or I can drive through the entire town in 4 minutes. Um, I go to the store, I buy what I need to buy, I come back. And I engage with you guys. I engage with my brother, I engage with my dogs, and maybe the realtor every now and again. And then also the calls are very awkward and he realizes it and just like, okay, thank you, have a nice day, goodbye. I'm very awkward on the phone, guys. So that's, yeah. Don't try and phone me. Anyway, this is very lengthy. This was a stunning, stunning, stunning song. Sky Friday. Thank you. I think I'm actually gonna listen to it now again after this, so I just needed to sink in again. um, thank you for this. If you have any reaction requests, I take requests through Buy Me a Coffee. Please hop in there, drop a few beers, leave your request. Please include the URL. It really helps me to not go and mess up and react to the wrong music video. So it's just super helpful if you send it to me. If there's little introduction videos, please include those too. I freaking love watching them with you. Otherwise, you can hop onto Patreon, become a member, and then you can also leave your request for me there. All right. Thank you, guys. I will check you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.